Okay, look at the first one here, number 25, I guess. Is it equal to 0? Yeah. Sure is. Okay, so then step 1 on your little flow chart on the wall. Is there a GCF? No. Yes, there is. X. Okay, so you're going to bring it out. Remember, it doesn't disappear. You keep it out in front. Oh, so it would be, what, x squared minus x the first minus 20. I'm going to get rid of the equal to 0 for now. Okay, are we done? No, because then you got to check inside. This parentheses in black has how many terms? 3. What are you doing? You got 3 terms. X game. Oh, you love the X game. Multiplies to negative 20 adds up to, what's your B term? Negative 1. Thank you. So please ponder that. Multiplies to negative 20 adds to negative 1. What you got? Yeah. Negative 5 and 4. Because your A value here is a lovely 1, you get to go right to parentheses. We love it. Keep your GCF out in front. Don't lose him. So it's going to be x minus 5, x plus 4. Okay, it's factored now, but remember this was equal to 0. So you're not done until you find your zeros or your x-intercepts. And you do that by setting your factors equal to 0. We've done this before, right? X equals 0. Look at that. There's one of your answers. Then you set this parentheses equal to 0. You've done this before. Do you remember doing this? Man, I hope so. What's your second 0? You would add 5. You get 5. And then your third one, you would subtract 4 and get negative 4. Okay. Another way that you're going to see this written, like on Delta Math, if you do the Delta Math today, is as a solution set. So like that, 0, 5, negative 4, all in like those squiggly brackets. It'll automatically make that if you're on Delta Math. Okay, so factor it, get all the zeros. You've done this before, kind of with the graphing thing. You had to find zeros before. Okay, the next one's got a little typo. Can you change that plus 7 to be a minus 7? Otherwise, it's not going to factor, and that will be problematic. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so change it to, say, minus 7. And then let's ask ourselves, is it equal to 0? Nope. Okay, you better fix it. So we would need to subtract x squared, add 7 over here. So you get yourself a new little polynomial, x to the third minus x squared minus 7x plus 7 equals 0. And then you just go through your flow chart. Is there a GCF? Nope. How many terms? 4. Fun. What do you do when you got 4? Split it. And you do the GCF of both sides. So your GCF of the left side is x squared, which would divide out and leave you with x minus 1. What is the GCF of the right? We're going to do negative 7. Because it's a negative 7x, you should do negative 7. Divide it and you get x minus 1. Okay. So you end up with getting x squared minus 7 when you pull those back together, and x minus 1. Okay, and you have to do the same thing that you just did before. You have to set these equal to 0. But this one's a little spicy because what you notice is different about it. It's got a squared. Remember, you should always check and see if you have difference of squares. Is this difference of squares? That's a perfect square. Is 7? No, so it's not difference of squares. You can't go any further. So you're going to set this equal to 0. If you look at the top of the page, it says you can solve by any method, obviously by factoring, or you can solve by square roots, completing the square quadratic formula. So guess what? You are going to solve this one with square roots, which is what you'll do most of the time. How do I get this? I'm trying to get x alone. What do I do first? Do you remember? Solving an equation. Add the 7. plus 7. He goes over here, so you get x squared equals 7. And then solving the square roots, how do I undo the squared? Square root. When you have a square root, what do you do right away? This last unit. Plus or minus. So x is equal to, I'll speed this up, plus or minus square root of 7. That gives you two answers then, positive root 7, negative root 7. I know, so fun. You missed it, didn't you? It's back. This is an easy one though, right? X minus 1 equals 0. What do we get there? 1? Okay, you can write it as a solution set if you like. So it would be 1 positive square root of 7 and then negative square root of 7. If you don't write it like that on your test, I don't really care that much, but I will ask you for the zeros, so at the very least you need to say plus or minus root 7. I'll move, sorry. Move this. Okay, questions right now? Okay, for the sake of time, we're going to skip 27 because I'm just not feeling it today. We're going to do 28. 27 is probably more complicated than it needs to be. You have to use quadratic formula to solve 27, and this is regular algebra too, so we're not going to do it. Okay, 28. Is it equal to 0? Yes. Is there GCF? No. How many terms? 2. Okay, so when it's 2 terms, you need to be careful and ask yourself, is this squares? Do I have perfect squares or do I have perfect cubes? What do I have? Squares. If you look at 9, 9 is perfect square. I need to make my list of perfect squares again. 9 is a perfect square. So you need to write this as squares. You got to figure out A and B, remember, because then it's A plus B. It's on the poster above Xylus's head. Squared minus squared. You got to figure out A and B. Okay, obviously you have x to the 4, so it's a little weird. What is A then? X squared squared. Cut in half. And then 9 would be 3 squared. Okay, so remember from last week, it's okay. You're just going to do this as, right, A plus B, A minus B. So x squared plus 3, x squared minus 3. This first one's for sure not difference of squares because of the plus sign. But you need to check the second one because that's a perfect square. You do have a minus sign. Is 3 a perfect square? No. So actually, that's it. You're going to set both these equal to 0. I'll do it in 2 different colors for you, okay? So then that's as far as it factors. So now you're just going to set equal to 0. So x squared, because I asked you to solve. X squared plus 3 equals 0. Oh, this is a fun one. Get ready. What do I do first? Subtract 3. Okay. You get negative 3. And to get rid of squared, you square root. And so you do plus minus right away because you're not a fool. And you've got the square root of negative 3. Do you remember what happens when you have a negative root? I. Oh, your friend, it's back. Yep, not going to disappear. Okay, so it is x equals plus or minus I root 3. This is your final answer for that. So you get 2, actually, positive I root 3, negative I root 3. Love it. Okay, can you do the next one on your own? Slash the people at your table. So you have one more little parentheses here, set equals 0. This one's not as bad. That's it. There's no negative this time, so no i's. So then if I were writing a solution set, then it would look like this. X equals positive I root 3, negative I root 3. Positive root 3, negative root 3. So this is the solution set, which is a little excessive, I think. Go look at him. Okay.